Welcome back to Global Insight Network, where we decode the world's most dangerous geopolitical tensions and reveal the truths no one wants to say out loud. Today's episode takes you into the waters of the Western Pacific, a place where warships move silently, satellites watch every ripple, and one miscalculation could ignite the next world crisis. This is the story of China's silent navy, a fleet that doesn't officially exist on paper, but is rewriting the balance of power in Asia. We're not talking about China's aircraft carriers, not their destroyers, not even their submarines. No, we're talking about a fleet of militia fishing vessels, Coast Guard superships, AI-controlled drone boats, and civilian-looking vessels that act like military assets. Combined, they create a gray zone armada capable of surrounding Taiwan without firing a single shot. Let's dive deep. So first, what exactly is China's silent navy? The term refers to three main layers. 1. China's maritime militia, the world's largest civilian army at sea. China has thousands of fishing vessels that are officially civilian, but these ships are heavily reinforced, operated by trained reservists, equipped with satellite communication directed by the Chinese military. They blend in with normal fishermen, but act on direct orders from Beijing. When they swarm around Taiwan or in the South China Sea, they overwhelm enemy ships with numbers, not firepower. 2. The China Coast Guard, the world's biggest Coast Guard fleet. China's Coast Guard ships are huge. Some are bigger than U.S. Navy destroyers. They are armed with water cannons powerful enough to smash holes, military-grade radar, small missile launch tubes, helicopter platforms, and unlike warships, Coast Guard vessels can operate without triggering a military escalation. China uses them as frontline soldiers disguised as law enforcement. 3. AI drone boats and underwater drones. China is deploying thousands of unmanned surface drones and autonomous underwater vehicles that map Taiwan's waters, track submarines, and relay information back to Beijing in real time. And the key thing, they never sleep. They never tire, and they never technically escalate. Together, these three layers form the silent navy, a fleet that can surround Taiwan, blockade Taiwan, and pressure Taiwan, all while China claims that we are not at war. China's strategy: encirclement without conflict. China doesn't want to start World War III. They want to win without fighting, a concept from ancient Chinese strategy called winning under heaven without war. Here's how they plan to do that. Step 1. Constant pressure. China uses militia fishing ships to surround Taiwanese islands, especially the tiny outposts like Kinmen and Matsu. This forces Taiwan's navy to respond every day. The goal: exhaust Taiwan, mentally drained Taiwan's forces, make Taiwan feel helpless. Step 2. Blockade testing. Every few months, China performs massive military drills around Taiwan, but behind the headlines, something quieter happens. Civilian ships stop Taiwanese cargo. Chinese research vessels interfere with communication lines. Coast Guard ships inspect merchant ships heading to Taiwan. This is a rehearsal for a full blockade, without officially calling it one. Step 3. Legal warfare. China passes new Coast Guard laws authorizing use of lethal force, stopping foreign ships, detaining crews, dismantling foreign structures. This is how China creates a legal shield for military actions disguised as law enforcement. Step 4. Cyber and information war. Beijing simultaneously runs cyber attacks on Taiwan, GPS interference, fake news campaigns, mass online misinformation. The goal: control the information battlefield before controlling the physical battlefield. Step 5. Surround Taiwan slowly over weeks or months. China increases its ship presence around Taiwan's ports. Kaohsiung, Keelung, Taichung. Eventually, Taiwan becomes choked off. Cargo slows. Fuel shipments slow. International trade becomes risky. China can cripple Taiwan without firing a shot. Hypersonic threat. The real game changer. China has developed hypersonic missiles. Missiles that travel 5 times the speed of sound, specifically designed to sink U.S. aircraft carriers. Why does this matter? Because America's ability to defend Taiwan depends on carriers. If China can threaten those carriers, then the U.S. Navy must stay farther away. And if U.S. ships stay away, Taiwan becomes isolated. The missiles include DF-17, the carrier killer, fast, agile, nearly impossible to intercept. Specially built to target moving ships, DF-21D, the anti-ship ballistic missile nicknamed the carrier killer missile for a reason. These weapons give China a deterrence shield, allowing the silent navy to operate freely. Hypersonic missiles make the blockade credible. Why this strategy scares the US? The United States knows this is a trap. A war between the US and China could lead to regional destruction, global recession, potential nuclear escalation. But if the US does not respond, China wins territory and influence without conflict. This is Beijing's goal: force the US into a dilemma with no good choices. Washington's nightmare is a slow, creeping blockade that becomes permanent before anyone realizes what happened. Why Taiwan is vulnerable. Taiwan is an island that depends on imported food, imported energy, imported raw materials, imported medical supplies. A blockade, even partial, will create fuel shortages within weeks, food shortages in a month, economic collapse soon after. Taiwan's geography makes it extremely hard to defend. China knows this. What this means for the world if China successfully surrounds Taiwan without war. The consequences are global. The US loses influence in Asia, Japan, and South Korea feel abandoned. The Philippines becomes next. The South China Sea becomes a Chinese lake. Global trade routes shift. The world semiconductor supply collapses. This isn't just a regional issue. It's a global shockwave. China's silent navy represents a new kind of warfare. Not bullets, not bombs, not aircraft flying overhead, but gray zone pressure, gradual, patient, relentless. A strategy designed to win territory without triggering war. a strategy the world is only now beginning to understand. And the question is, will Taiwan, the US, and the world be ready in time? Or will the silent Navy win without ever firing a shot? This is Global Insight Network, where we uncover the truth behind global power. See you in the next episode.